All right, today's video is going to be the full face routine with this FaceFit. So we've done a video with just the forehead, and now we're gonna do the neck and all the way up to the forehead, okay? All right, so let's get started. When you start out with this, I like to start on the neck to really get everything draining, so opening up those lymph nodes and getting everything moving down before you start working the face, okay? So you're just gonna roll. The motion with the FaceFit, remember, is just a twist, okay? So we're just gonna twist and roll up the neck. I'm going all the way up to that jawline. Okay, then after you do about, say, 10 strokes of this, you're gonna take your tool and go under the chin to the ear and then down. So you're just twisting all the way to the ear and down. Twist all the way to the ear and down. And you might feel some crunchies under there. You can also do it individual, so twist under there on those crunchies all the way to the ear and then drain down. Okay, and then now we're going to do the other side, same thing, up the neck. And you can kind of divide your neck into two sections if you need to cover the whole neck. And then under the chin and drain down. So for the neck, I like to do each side. On the face, we're gonna do one side all the way up and then we'll come back and do the other side, okay? But on the neck, I like to go ahead and do both sides just to make sure the lymph nodes on both sides of your face are all open before you start, okay? All right, then we're gonna do our twisting. Starting, your tip is almost lined up with the corner of your mouth and you're gonna just twist it up to the ear. Same thing about 10 times, and then you're gonna move up the face, twisting it so you're not right under the eye, just kind of from that mid cheek up. Twist, twist, twist. Then you're going to be under the eye, twisting out. And I like sometimes to hold my skin here because it just helps kind of hold that skin nice and taut while you roll. Okay, so you did your motions all the way up from here to from the base of the mouth to the ear, mid cheek out to the ear, and then eye up to the temple. And you can see where I'm getting red. I'm barely using any pressure. It's just that twisting, but you're gonna get that rush of blood flow, which brings oxygen and nutrients to the skin, okay? So then what you're gonna do after you've done those cheek areas, you're gonna come back down and line up your tip with your nose, and you're just gonna twist right on that nasolabial fold. And as you're twisting there, you're gonna see you're gonna get a lift in the jowls here, and then also a lift in that cheek. See how it's lifting that cheek? So we're just going to twist that area. You can hold the tip if you want and twist. Okay, then you're going to go right under that cheek. So right under that bone and just twist. Okay, now you're going to take your tip and go right up in between your brows on this side of your nose. And you've got a bunch of sinus points there, so you're probably gonna feel it a little bit crunchy. So just hang out on those crunchies and then twist them all the way out. And then we're gonna hang out on our crow's feet, twisting. This again, you can hold the tip if you want, or just twist. So you're twisting up and out, up and out. Okay, now we're gonna go up to the forehead. We're gonna go in between the brows and just twist straight up. And when I'm on my forehead, I like to hold the other side of the tip. I just feel like I can get better control. All the way straight up to that hairline. And remember, you can get all the way in that hairline to help promote hair growth. All the way down to those crow's feet, and you can twist again on those crow's feet. Okay, then I'm gonna lift it, and I'm gonna go through that whole thing again, all the way from the base all the way up to the top. This is really good for lifting the brows, smoothing out the forehead. And you can see how red it is. You can see exactly where I've worked. All right, now we're gonna take our tool and at an angle, go right on top of that 11 and just twist. Hold the tip and twist. Then we're gonna move under the brow, just keep twisting all the way down the brow to the end. And when you get to the end, you can go on those crow's feet again if you'd like. Then lift it and bring it back under the brow. Twist, 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 all the way down. This is really great for draining the excess lymph that gets in the lids. It can kind of contribute to a heavy eyelid. So this is going to really help lift that brow and also drain the brow area, okay? So one more time under that brow all the way to the end, okay? Then you're going to turn your tool and we're going to work perpendicularly across the forehead. So we're starting at the end of the brow here, working all the way to the end here. Just twisting all the way down. So you can hang out here a few strokes and then work your way up your forehead. So you're kind of in the mid, depending on how wide your forehead is, you might only need to do 2 segments. I've got a big forehead, so we're gonna do 3. Okay, and I mean, look at that. You can see that distinct mark of where we've worked. Okay, all right, so that's the forehead. Now we're gonna come back down and we're gonna work on the lip. We're gonna tighten your lip like this and just twist up. I'm still just staying on this side of my face right now. Okay, and then we can turn it and twist out. This is really great for those little lip lines. Okay, we're gonna go back up to the eye because I forgot to do this. We're going to circle around the eye in one direction, and then we're gonna come back and circle around the eye in the other direction. And it doesn't really matter the order you do this in. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, do it on the other side. The other direction. I typically do this eye circles before I move up to the forehead. Okay. And then any areas where you feel like you're kind of your trouble zones, I'm gonna hit on my 11 again. And then I'm gonna hit right here where this muscle likes to pull and just roll it out. Okay, all right, we're gonna do the other side. So just twisting all the way out, all the way to that ear. Then I'm gonna move up mid cheek all the way out to the ear. Then I'm gonna move up right under the eye all the way out to the temple. And remember, that movement is just a twist, 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 twist. I'm gonna hang out on those crow's feet for a little bit. Then I'm gonna come back down to that nasolabial fold twist. I love this one right here. I love it so much for smoothing out those jowls and lifting. Then under the cheek, I'm going a little faster so this video is not so long. Okay, then up here to the eye, those crunchies. Crunch, 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 and then drain it out. And then here's where you can eye circle. While you're here, just go ahead and circle. And then switch direction and circle the other way. And then while you're here, you can go on those crow's feet a little bit. And then we're gonna work our way up to this side of the forehead. So starting in the middle again, straight up, all the way up. And just working your way across your forehead, just rolling. All the way up to that hairline. You can lift it and come back. All the way up. You can see too, well, this side is slowly starting to calm. When you first start rolling, I kind of hickied my skin in the beginning. So as your skin adjusts, you can go a longer time, but when you first start rolling, go pretty gentle and not as long so that your skin can adjust to it. Okay, crow's feet. Now we're gonna do that angle. So we're just kind of diagonal on that 11 on this side, and then right under that brow, all the way down, rolling. I'm under my brow, so I'm lifting that brow and rolling to the end of it. I'm gonna come back and do the same thing all the way down. I'm lifting and rolling under it. So you can see this hand is just bracing basically, and then this hand is doing all the work, twisting. Okay. All right, we're gonna come back to the lip. I want you to tighten your lip, twist. I'm twisting up. Get in the middle. And then across. So good for those lip lines. Okay. All right, now we're gonna take it and we're gonna go down the chin. This is really good for chin congestion that's typical in here. And also as you age and you start to get that kind of peppering in the chin, this is awesome for that. A lot of people are getting Botox in that area for that reason. Rolling is so much easier and cheaper. Just roll down the chin, okay? All right, then we're gonna take it and go under. Great for sculpting under here, under that jawline, and also draining excess lymph that can give you that double chin. So this one I like to hold too with my other hand just to make it easier. And then after you do that, you can go back to how we started and just under that chin, draining everything we've worked, and then going down a couple times on one side and then the other side. Underneath, draining and pulling out. Okay, all right. And then after you do your full face, again, anywhere where you feel like it's kind of your trouble zone or areas that you want to hit on, go back and just twist. Okay, have fun.